Imagine opening your textbook the night before an exam and realizing you've forgotten almost everything you studied last week. Sound familiar? Now imagine another student. They don't study for 10 hours a day. They don't have a photographic memory. They don't use any magic tricks. Yet they remember almost everything they learn. How? Many successful students in Japan build their study habits around consistency, review, and self-testing, rather than endless rereading. While there isn't one official Japanese study routine, these habits are widely recommended because they're effective. In this video, you'll learn a practical routine inspired by these methods that can completely change the way you study. Let's begin. Here's something surprising. Your brain is designed to forget. Scientists have found that if you don't review new information, you can forget much of it within days. This isn't because you're lazy or unintelligent. It's because your brain keeps only the information it believes is important. Every time you successfully recall something from memory, your brain gets a signal. This information matters. That's why simply reading the same page over and over is usually much less effective than trying to remember it without looking. Before learning something new, spend a few minutes looking through the chapter. Don't try to memorize everything. Just glance at the headings, pictures, diagrams, important words, and summary. Your brain becomes familiar with the topic before you study it in detail. When it's explained later, it feels much easier because your brain has already seen it once. While studying, don't copy every word. Instead, ask yourself questions. What causes photosynthesis? What is Newton's first law? What is the main idea of this chapter? Turning every paragraph into a question forces your brain to think, instead of simply reading. Active learning always beats passive reading. Now comes the most powerful part. Close your notebook. Put your textbook aside. Explain the topic aloud as if you're teaching someone else. If you get stuck, that's not failure. It's your brain showing you exactly what needs more attention. Every successful recall strengthens your memory. Instead of studying one chapter for hours in a single day, come back to it several times over the next few weeks. Review it after one day, then a few days later, then again after a week, 2 weeks, and finally about a month later. Each review can be surprisingly short. The goal isn't to cram. The goal is to remind your brain before it completely forgets. Reading creates familiarity. Practice creates mastery. If you're studying mathematics, solve problems. If you're learning science, answer questions. If you're studying history, write important events from memory. If you're learning English, write sentences without looking at your notes. The more you use your knowledge, the stronger it becomes. There's one more thing many students ignore. Your brain needs rest. Sleep helps organize and strengthen everything you've learned. Stay hydrated. Take short breaks during long study sessions. A healthy brain learns faster than an exhausted one. The biggest secret isn't studying longer. It's studying smarter. You don't need to be born a genius. You don't need expensive courses. You need a system. Preview before learning. Focus while studying. Test yourself from memory. Review regularly. Practice instead of rereading. Stay consistent. Small improvements every day become extraordinary results over time. If you start following this routine today, your future self will thank you during your next exam. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who always says, "I studied, but I forgot everything." Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.